Yo, what's good, everybody? And thank you for tuning in to another Tyler Perry's House of Payne review. This is the synopsis for season 14, episode 3, entitled House of Outrage. Ella reveals her disdain for Laura, and Janine is forced to take accountability. Calvin grapples with the challenge of preserving his marriage and safeguarding his relationship with his mother. If this is your first time coming to my channel, welcome. If you are a returning family member, then you already know what it is and what it always will be. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. Tell somebody to tell somebody if you choose to. But if not, just sit back, relax while we get into this messy thing. Now, off rip, where it says that Ella reveals her disdain for Laura, I can't wait to see who she reveals this information to. Does she reveal it to Laura? Does she reveal it to Calvin? Who does she tell other than Curtis? Because she's already told him. Who else does Ella reveals this information to? I'm excited about it. You know what I'm saying? Because when she did tell Curtis about the fact that she did not like Laura, you know, I think that Curtis did what any husband would do. You try to make your wife feel better. You know, baby, you busy. You know, you got stuff going on. And, you know, she was like, Curtis, I'm busy, baby, but I'm not that busy. So I always appreciate the fact that Ella can be honest when she's faced with the reality of who she is. And I love that. But I am so excited. And I'm so curious to see who she reveals this information to. And then it says that Janine is forced to take accountability. I don't really know what's going on with CJ and Janine for her to take accountability. I don't know if it's with CJ. I don't know if it's with someone else. I don't know if it's about Laura and she reveals the fact that she can't stand the hell for either. I don't know. But I am curious about that too, because like I said, I'm not well versed. For those who don't know, if you're new listening to this for the first time, I am trying to catch up with the new House of Payne episode. I ain't watching all them episodes, but at least season 13, I try to watch as many of those as I can. But I don't know where Janine is with the need to take accountability for her actions, something she said, something she's done, and to whom, I'm not sure. But I am interested to find out. Then it says that Calvin grapples with the challenge of preserving his marriage. So I had to read that twice when I first saw it, because I said preserving his marriage, this brother is not married. So I am assuming what this means is that he still wants to marry Laura, and he knows that he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's in the middle. The woman that he wants to spend the rest of his life with, and the person who gave him life. I would never want to be in that predicament. I would never want to be in the center of something like that. However, this is where Calvin finds himself now. And he's trying, I could understand like trying to play both sides in the, not in a manipulation type of way, but just trying to make sure that both women in his life knows that he loves them, knows that they matter, knows that their issues are a concern for him, and still trying to make them feel like he's on their side. That has to be a very difficult place to be in. But Calvin, I don't know all the ins and outs. I don't know where Calvin went wrong in his relationship with Laura. I don't know where Laura went wrong in her relationship or trying to establish and build a relationship with Miss Ella, or even the other women on the show. I don't know how her relationship is with Janine. It doesn't really seem like they have any interactions, but I don't know. And, you know, if Laura is not willing to bend, because she just, from what I've seen, she just strikes me as someone who her feelings, you know, what she wants, what she desires, kind of like supersedes everyone else's, and what everyone else desire or may want doesn't really matter or hold as much weight than hers. That's the kind of vibe I get from Laura, and that's not the type of person, this is my opinion, that you want to marry. And so when it talks about Calvin safeguarding his relationship with his mother, that lets me know that Calvin understands, above all, his relationship with Miss Ella is probably the most important relationship in his life other than his two sons. And that is something that he wants to preserve. That is something that he wants to make sure that he protects her on all costs. But it's like, at what cost? Will you do it at the sake or the detriment of your relationship? So it's going to be interesting to see how Calvin maneuvers in this space. It's also going to be interesting to see how Laura responds to him in this place, because if he doesn't do what she wants, or if he doesn't function the way that she may see fit, if he doesn't function in the way of protecting her as she see fit, that heifer might try to pack up her bags again and leave. And if she does, Calvin, let that girl go. I'm just saying. I ain't saying he got to be with Miranda because I ain't really vibing on that either. But just let this woman go, because anybody who could just pack their bags that quickly, I don't like you. I don't like you. I don't want you in my life. I don't want you taking space in my life if you can leave me that easily. If you can leave me like it's easy, I will make it easy for you to leave. Because when you come in, you ain't got to worry about packing your bags. You know why? Because the moment you open that door and you look to the right, them bags going to be packed right there. Calvin, baby, you just might need to do that. But that is a synopsis for season 14, episode 3, entitled House of Outrage. And boy, a house, an episode of outrage, chaos, and confusion, I believe it will be. Because it's House of Payne, it's Tyler Perry, so of course. But until next time, I want to thank you guys for listening. I will holler at y'all later, and y'all be safe out there. Mwah.